Hello, I'm Chef Johnny, and today's kitchen tip is knife safety. And to get started on knife safety, what we're going to look at is many different types of knives. Because one of the most important things for you to remember is use the right knife for the right job. So always have the correct knife. I have an array of knives out here. I have some chef's knives, 10-inch chef's knives, an 8-inch chef's knife, a little different style of 10-inch chef knife, paring knives. I have some boning knives, a utility knife, and a couple of santokus. So anyways, each one has their own job. And what we're going to do is when we're doing large production, whenever we are breaking down onions, when we're breaking down peppers, when we're doing those type of cuts, we're going to be using our chef's knife. That's what we're going to keep in our hand very much of the time. We always want one that's easy to handle, easy to hold. And on holding the chef's knife, the proper way of holding it is to pinch the blade. So we're going to pinch the blade with our front finger and wrap our back three fingers around it and hold it this way. When we go to slice, one thing we want to remember is don't pick up the knife too high. The higher we pick it up, the better chance we have of getting something underneath it. So we have a bear claw on our hand, and we're going to cut like this, and it's kind of a rocking motion. It's going to go down and forward, and we really keep that tip attached to the board. But that's the hold for the chef's knife. This knife is the same way. It's a chef's knife, again, bear claw. It's working in a forward, downward motion. And these are a little different. This is a forged knife. This is a Mercer. This is a Dexter Russell, and I have a Mundial. They're all just different brands of the same knife. This is a little higher quality knife. This is forged. These are pressed out of steel. But it's also important for us to know the parts of the knife. So the back of our knife is called the spine. That's what's going to give us our rigidity. It's not going to bend. It has a nice stiff spine on it. We have the spine, the tip, of course the cutting edge, and down here is the heel of the knife and the bolster. The bolster will keep our hand from sliding forward. And this part of the knife, the handle inside of it is the tang. Anytime we're getting a quality kitchen knife, we always want a full tang knife so that we can hold on to it. And again, the proper grip for a chef's knife is to pinch the blade and the other three. That's one of the problems with some of our production knives, or I'll call it institutional knives, that you may see in kitchens everywhere. They're very durable, they last a lot, but their bolsters are very big, and for someone with small hands, it's hard to wrap them around that. So you want to have a knife that fits you. If that 10-inch chef's knife is too big, they make 8-inch, they make 6-inch. And then also there's the option of the santokus. The santokus, again, are very good. This is a Mundial with their Monday grip. It has kind of a non-slip handle, and we would work it the same way. Again, cutting down and forward, being careful not to get our fingers under it. Do not get the knife up. It's not a fast, rapid motion. It's down and forward, uniform cuts. And this is the Mercer version of the same knife, and again, held the same way. But those are our chef's knives, some examples of Mercers, Mundials, and Dexter Russells. Here's one other knife that I have up here. That is a chef's knife, and I wanted to show you this one because it has a yellow handle. On our knife safety, there's also food safety involved. And in this case, what we can do is we can color code our knives. We can get them in yellow, red, green, and of course white is the universal color. So a yellow knife would be used to cut up our chicken. Green knives would be used to cut up our vegetables. Red knife handles would be our meats. So that we're only using those for that particular type of food, so we don't get cross-contamination, or it's a little harder to get that. But again, it's the same operation. The only difference is the color for food safety reasons of doing that. But that's our chef's knife. The other knives I have here is I have a little 6-inch utility knife from Mercer. It's a very good knife. I enjoy using it for intricate work. It works very fine. It's very sharp. It's light, it's balanced, it has a nice non-slip handle, and when we're doing intricate work, you can even reach down and cut using this way. The same way with our paring knives. They're going to do the same. This is our intricate cuts. And we're going to hold it. You don't have to pinch the blade on these. These you can hold by the handle. But if you're trimming something out, you can also grab it a little bit lower down and cut with it. Just be careful, don't grab the cutting edge. The last knife we'll look at is our boning knife. This is a curved edge boning knife. It's a little bit of flex in it, not a lot. You can get a flexible blade boning knife, or you can get a stiff bladed one. This has a little flex to it, and it is curved. And the proper handle for this one is right here. You can also put your finger up on top, which we don't do on our chef knives. We do not hold it like that. But on here it is, because you're trying to do intricate work and get that meat trimmed off the bones. Another acceptable way is holding it like this. Okay? So you can take it in your hand and cut what you need to by holding it this way and trimming these meats out. That's an acceptable way to hold a boning knife. So we have boning knives, paring knives, a utility knife, Santoku chef's knife, and our regular chef's knife. So those are different types. Remember to get the right knife for the correct job, less likely to get hurt. Other things that we're going to do is when you're walking with a knife, it always goes down by our side. So we're going to put it by our side with the cutting edge backwards. When we walk into the kitchen or around people in the kitchen, we will let them know sharp knife, sharp knife. That way they know there's a sharp knife coming by and they don't accidentally hit it. But it's down by our side. The other important thing to remember on knives and knife safety is when we hand someone a knife, we grab it by the spine. We have control of it. We want to make sure no one gets hurt. We grab it by the spine and we will hand it handle first to someone else. If you are being given a knife and it is not handle first, do not receive it. Ask them to take it and grab it by the spine and give you the handle first. That way, if you're taking it from them, you have something safe with their hand on the spine. When it slides out, it cannot cut them. If you were to grab it on the edge side and it slid out, you could cut yourself. So grab it by the spine, hand it to the other person, handle first. So there's just a few tips on knife safety. I hope it works out. I hope you practice these principles so that you're safe in the kitchen when you're using your knives.